What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I created this look. I didn't know where I was going with it, but this is what I came up with. I hope you all enjoy. Grab a snack because it might be a long one. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say, so if you want to see how I got this look, then just go ahead and keep watching. So I'm going to go ahead and start with primer, and I am using the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer and the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. So the Rimmel primer, I like to focus that on my T-zone because that's where I get the most oily, and then I use the e.l.f. for everywhere else. Next, I'm going to go in with the NYX Tame frame and this brush from Jewelry Box. I really like this brush. I'm just going to go ahead and comb through my brows. I know I never usually do my brows on camera, but since this is an affordable / drugstore tutorial, I wanted to show you what I use for my brows. So it's the NYX Tame frame. It's something new for me. I don't know how I feel about it. I like it and I don't know. Personal preference, but it's not bad. So I just go ahead and line the bottom of my brow, and then I line the top, and then I just go ahead and fill in the rest of my brow, and I comb through it just to disperse the product so it doesn't look so harsh. And then I try to always make sure to make that tip of my brow pretty pointy. So this is how I do my brows. If you guys were curious, I'm not the best at it. I'm still learning, but they've gotten better, so it's a work in progress. Don't give up, it always gets better. Then right here I'm just doing the same thing but to the other brow. Both of my brows always come out different. They never come out the same. I don't know. I don't know. I try to make them the same and it just doesn't happen. But like I said, it is a work in progress. You only get better by practicing. They're alright, I guess. Next, I'm going to take my NYX Full Coverage. I believe that this is in the shade Beige. And then I'm going to take that Wet n Wild, I believe it's a concealer brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and carve out my brows. I like to do this step because I feel it makes a difference. I don't know if you will see the difference, but I can tell the difference if I don't do this step. So this is why I do it. And I know it's pretty light, but I go over it with foundation, so it's not a big deal. And I also like to drag that down to my eyelid, so that way I prep my eyelid for the shadows that we are going to do. And let's just ignore the fact that I have some Cheeto fingers going on. I apologize, just ignore it. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but there's one done, there's the other not done, so I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I surely can. And I just like to carve out the bottom, especially make sure it's really precise so that way it looks nice and clean. And then again, just blending that out with my finger. My kids are outside right now, if you can hear them. I apologize, they're really loud children. But anyway, prepping the other lid. Next, I'm going to go in with this Amuse eyeshadow palette from Jewelry Box. I believe it was $2.99. And I'm going to go ahead and take that light tan shade. And I know it's a light shade, but as you can see, when you really build it up, it turns into like a really light brown. I don't know, it has an interesting color the more you build it up, so I really like to use this shade for my transition shade. And yeah, so I'm just building up that shade in my crease. Again, it was only $2.99, so I really love this palette. I use it on a daily a lot, honestly. Next, I'm going to take that orange shade. It's like a burnt orange. And then I'm just going to add that on top of our transition shade. And I'm just buffing that out with a Morphe brush. I'm not too sure which one it is, but I do really like this brush because it is really big and fluffy, so it disperses the eyeshadow really nicely. So it helps everything look really blended and not so harsh. Next, I'm going to be taking these brown shades at the bottom, and I'm going to be putting that on the outer and the inner corner. Outer and inner? No, I believe it's just my outer. I apologize. I'm getting ahead of myself. But again, just blending those brown shades into the outer corner, and then I just blend it up a little bit into my crease just so it all blends seamlessly together. Right here, I'm just doing the same thing, but to the other eye. Building up that brown shade just to add some more dimension. And going back with that first fluffy blending brush I had earlier, just to blend everything together. Right here, I just got a different brush to add some more brown because I wanted it to be a little bit more dark. Next, I'm taking this metallic shadow from Jewelry Box as well, so it was only $1. This was my first time using it, and I must admit, I really liked it. It has really great pigmentation, as you can see, so for $1, I mean, why not, right? I will leave the link to Jewelry Box down in the description, just in case you aren't in El Paso or you don't have a jewelry box. You can always find these online because I actually bought them online myself. So I'm just putting that shade all over my lid. I believe this was in the shade Bronze. But I'm just putting that all over the lid except for the outer corner. And just building that up, and that's just straight pigmentation, not wetting it or anything. Next, I'm going back into the brown just to blend out that bronze shade we put so it doesn't have any harsh lines. And then going back in with that orange shade, again, just to blend everything together so it all looks nice and seamless. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Maybelline SuperStay. This is in the shade 310. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over my face with my finger. Usually, well, sometimes I use a brush, sometimes I use a sponge, sometimes I use my finger. It just depends what mood I'm in. So right here, I'm just using my finger to put it everywhere. And then I'm going to be taking, in just a minute, I'm going to be taking a clear-off brush and blending that all in. And I just recently started using this brush for my foundation, and I've been really liking it. Next for concealer, I'm going to be taking the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline in the shade Light. And I'm just going to go ahead and conceal under the eyes in a triangle shape. And then down the center of my face as well. Blending all that out with the same clear-off brush. I'm looking everywhere just because my children were outside and I was making sure everyone was good. So if you see me looking off, that's where I'm looking. Taking my Maybelline FitMe in 15. I'm going to use that to set where I put concealer. And I started setting my whole face. That wasn't my intention, but that's where it went. But I initially wanted to just set wherever my concealer was because that's what I usually do. So I apologize, but I do go in with another powder to set the rest of my face. Taking this Wet n Wild pressed powder in Warm Light. I'm still unsure about this powder, but I'm taking that to set the rest of my face like I initially had planned to. So again, just putting that all over my face. Going back into the Amuse palette, I'm going to take this dark blue shade with another clear-off brush, and I'm just going to blend that into my lower lash line. Doing my lower lash line is not my favorite part because I always tend to get eyeshadow in my eye and it bugs the crap out of me. Next, we are going to move on to lashes. So I'm curling my lashes, and then I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black. And I like to use that one to add length to my lashes. And then I will go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise to add just a little more volume. This is just how I usually prep for lashes. Next, taking this KlenColour, I believe I got this from Jewelry Box as well for $1. I'm going to go ahead and tightline my waterline. It's just in a black shade. So again, just tightlining the lower and upper waterlines. Always feels so weird doing the top. Next, for lashes, I'm going to be going in with this Azaretto lashes in Irresistible. I will leave the link for these lashes down below in the description. I do have a code for these lashes, so if you would like to save some money, by all means, use the code. Then I'm going to be using the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive to apply my lashes. I really love these lashes. They're super fluffy, super soft, and I use them on a daily. I am obsessed with these lashes. I have them in this style right here, which is Irresistible, and in the style Legendary. I want to buy some more. So by all means, check them out. You won't regret it. I promise. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche. And I'm going to be using that contour shade to bronze and contour my face. So I like to just bring that down the cheeks and up to the temples and the top of my forehead where my hairline is, just so everything blends together nicely. So basically it's like making a 3 shape on your face because I bring it down the sides as well and on the bottom of my chin. I go in with a different brush. This is an angled brush to contour my nose. I don't do it so precisely. I just kind of put some on there and it makes a difference for me. And then I just take a little bit more and use that to contour a little bit more on my cheeks. Next, I'm going in with this Wet n Wild blush. It got completely shattered. I have no idea how. It's pretty much brand new, and one day I got it and it was just completely shattered. Next, for highlight, I'm using my Wet n Wild in Precious Petals. I'm going to go ahead and use that to highlight the cheekbones. And I like to do it kind of like in a C shape. And I like this highlight because it can be subtle, but it can also be super blinding. And then I put a little bit above my brow, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, the cupid's bow, and just a little bit on the chin. Then next, I'm going to go ahead and use a smaller brush so I can use that as my inner corner highlight. And then also I will dip in again and put some for my brow bone highlight as well. And I like to try to put most of it on the arch, and then I just kind of blend it out so it doesn't look like it's literally just smack on the arch. Next, I'm just setting my brows with my Maybelline Brow Drama and Soft Brown. I'm running out, so I need to actually find another brow gel. Next, taking this LA Girl lip liner. It is in the shade Natural Creme. I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with it. It's pretty close to my natural lip color, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it gives me a little bit of a guideline, so that's why I still like to use it. Next, using my Colourpop in Beeper, I'm going to go ahead and use that for the lip color. And I really like the formula of these because it doesn't feel like you have anything on your lips. Even when you touch it, it feels like there's not even anything there, and it lasts really long, so I really enjoy this liquid lip. So if you haven't tried some lippies from Colourpop, I highly recommend. Next, taking this NYX Lingerie, I believe it's in the shade, yes, Push Up. I'm just going to dab a little bit of that on the center because I wanted to kind of make it a little bit lighter. And then I just kind of dab at it with my finger to blend it all together. Next, taking the matte finish setting spray from Wet n Wild. The spritzer kind of sucks, but the formula of it is pretty good, so that's why I still use it. And I just like to pat it all in just to make sure you don't have any like water spots, and that's it. This is the finished look. We are all done. So that does complete this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support. It means the world to me. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't have any updates, so I'll see you in my next video.